Hey, Coach Shaka Smart, Coach, if you open with a statement. Open up the question.
It was a good team win. Toledo's got a really nice team. They won 27 games last year, only lost one guy, and I would guess that they're going to win a whole lot of games this year. They just have a lot of weapons. They have a lot of guys that can hurt you in different ways. And I thought in the first half they really got us on our heels at different times on our defensive end, and then the foul trouble and sending them to the line was obviously problematic. But I give our guys a lot of credit in the way we came back in the second half with a very good response. Defended better, still not as good, but we held them to 33 points, which is a whole lot better than 45.
What was the difference, you think, Coach, in the last 3 minutes when you pulled away from it?
The last 3 minutes, I think just our style of play finally took a toll. I think both teams certainly had guys that played heavy minutes. And at the end of the game, we went into our diamond press and we were able to turn them over a couple times, and that was what allowed us to finally extend the margin. It had been obviously a close game up to that point.
You may have had the fresher guys because you did substitute a lot. You had fresher guys?
We subbed a lot, but some of the guys that we'd like to play a little bit more only played single-digit minutes. We only had 6 guys with double-digit minutes, so obviously one of our better guards was sidelined with Jaquan. But, you look at Trey's minutes, Melvin's minutes, Bree's minutes, those guys played heavy time.
Coach, is that one of the more well-rounded games you saw Bree play?
Yeah, it was. I knew he was going to come into the game trying to steal the ball from another team. That's just how his mind works. With him missing a game, I knew he was going to try to make up for it and, double up on steals. I just knew it, and I told him, you got to have a level of discipline even while you're trying to do that. And I thought in the first half, Julius Brown really made him pay a few times. Jonathan Williams made him pay when Bree gambled and was going for steals. The second half, he was more sound. I'll tell you this, these statistics are impressive, but he had a number 62 on our effort chart, which is by far the best I've ever seen. And we've had this effort chart since I got here. We had it at Florida. To get 62 in a 40-minute game on the effort chart is phenomenal.
What's an average effort chart score?
30's really good. 30's really good. And he doubled that. I mean, he just flies around. He got his hands on the basketball. You get a point on the effort chart for every time you deflect the ball. You get a point for steals, obviously. You get a point for a guard rebound. He had a lot of those. An assist. So, when you stuff the stat sheet the way he did, then stuff adds up.
Toledo's coach called him a game changer. Can you use another adjective to describe Weber?
Well, I thought tonight he was a winner, which is the best thing you can say about a guy. He affected the game in a lot of different ways, and I thought he made his teammates better. We were a little jittery, which I guess is to be expected somewhat in the first home game. Our guys are so excited to play in front of our home crowd. Been about 8 months since we've played at home. So, I thought Bree gave us a level of poise out there and helped us respond in the second half. He had a good voice at halftime, which is important.
Coach, not a lot of scoring at the 5 in either of these past 2 games, but you guys are averaging something like 86 points against really good teams. How much of a concern is that? What do you do about that?
Well, our goal on offense is a team score. So we're not really going to break it down too much about does that have to come from this position or that position. If I had to guess coming into the year, I would have said that would probably be one of the positions along with maybe point guard where we don't score as much as some of the other ones. Trey's going to score. Mel's going to score. The goal is a team score. I thought Mo in both games, Tennessee and tonight, really impacted the game in a lot of ways, even without scoring a lot of points or taking a lot of shots. He was playing against a really good player in Booth from Toledo. So I thought his impact was really good out there. Jared really helped us. So I'm not really caught up in how many points we get from that spot. Obviously, as a team, we need to score.
Any other questions?
Coach, can you just give your impressions of Terry Larrier through his first 2 games? How has he been since he got to campus?
He's been great since he got to campus. His attitude's been great. He's worked really hard. He's made strides. He's played really well in practice. I think that against Tennessee, he played a little bit better than he played tonight. Tonight was a higher level game, and tonight was also a home game. His first ever home game at the Siegel Center in front of this crowd, and I think there's a continuum on which excitement's on one end and anxiety's on the other end, and I think those guys sometimes go back and forth feeling those things, and they want to play well so bad. But I'm really excited about Terry. All 4 of our freshmen, those guys are going to be really, really good players. We just got to get them in to watch the tape and see what they can do better. Need to calm down a little bit. A lot of it comes down to, especially when you're playing a team like Toledo, who are you going to guard out there? It comes down to defense. It comes down to playing effective defense out there because they have weapons at every spot. So I think those guys are learning that, and I'm really excited about Terry. I think he's going to do big things this year.
On that idea of his attitude, these guys seem to have a lot of fun together. One thing that seemed to make that 2011 team so special is they really enjoyed each other. Do you have any sense of, like, this team, they're connected, super connected early, more so than other teams, or have you been able to gauge?
Yeah, I think we're more connected at this time than we were last year at this time, but it ebbs and flows with any team, so I think we need to continue growing there. The best teams have this in common. They always are willing to practice and play and pull for one another. That's across the board, any sport. So, our guys have been pretty good about that so far. What's interesting now is you get a couple games under your belt, guys maybe start to look at how they're playing, how much they're playing, and now is when you really as a team get to find out, are we about the team, or are we about the team only when it's going the way I want it to go for me? So this is a really interesting time, our next, I would say, 3 to 5 games, and where guys are at mentally.
Coach, Brianna got the steals, you have the rebounds, but how about the confidence you showed from behind the arc?
Yeah, I thought those were good shots except for the one he missed, which is easy to say, in retrospect. But the one he missed, I think, was his second 3, and it was a little bit of a heat check. But, he's been shooting the ball well in practice. Coach Kason has been getting with him on a lot of extra shots, and obviously it paid off tonight. Bree's a guy, if you look at his career, he always makes some shots early in the year from outside. And then he goes through a long stretch where he doesn't make any. And then a couple of years he made some at the end of the year. Well, he's got to continue working hard on his jump shot so that he can make them throughout the year. He's not going to shoot as much as Trey, Melvin, Jordan, but he can be a threat when the ball's reversed to him and no one's guarding him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Shaka, you took 17 threes in the first half, you took the second half. Was that better shot selection? How much was that?
Well, we put an emphasis on getting the ball in the paint, and sometimes you can get in the paint and then get a 3, and those are usually good shots. But I think in the first half we took a few quick ones from outside. It's a fine line because you got Melvin bombing them in, at Tennessee and feeling good about it. So we want them to take good shots. 17 is a lot when you only make 5. 17 is a great number when you make 8 or 9 or 10. So I think what happens is at halftime you take a look and you say, we're in a media timeout. You say, hey, we're shooting a lot of threes for the percentage that we are shooting. Let's get in the paint. I thought our guys did a better job of that in the second half.